الشعر له أهمية كبيرة على نفسية الإنسان سواء كان هذا الشخص رجل أو امرأة، وخصوصا في مجتمعاتنا المتحضرة وكيف تعطي أهمية لجمال الإنسان. فبالتأكيد يعني سقوط الشعر يكون له تأثير نفسي كبير على الشخص، أكيد ليس فقط عند الرجال لكنه أيضا عند النساء.
We don't know too much about the exact cause of baldness. There are two main types that we treat. One is hormone mediated and the other one is non-hormone mediated. So the hormone one is referred to as androgenic alopecia, and this one is thought to be caused by an excess of the male hormone testosterone, or the active component of it. And the treatment for it is to block the effect of this hormone. The other type is called telogen effluvium, which is, we don't have any clear explanation for its cause, although there is a strong link with stressful or traumatic life events. So the hormone-mediated one is what we would see in male pattern baldness, so where you have that typical lesion in the center of the head, at the back of the head, where there's a thinning of hair and then hair loss. There are of course side effects to this because you are blocking a particular enzyme which converts testosterone into its active form. When you do that, of course, there are risks and side effects. For example, loss of libido, erection problems, as well as feminizing features. So in some people also you can get gynecomastia or development of breasts. Yes. With every medication there are going to be some side effects, but these ones are of course very difficult for patients who have already experienced something stressful like going bald. For a lot of men, it's a big life change. It affects confidence, it affects their ability to feel young again. So it does have lots of psychological distress associated with it. On top of that, if you are getting the side effects that I mentioned, then it adds to that burden. And you don't see it in every case, but in cases where it does happen, of course, we immediately have to stop the medication. And there are better solutions out there, hopefully, than the one we have. I have seen cases where university students have come in to see me very, very stressed about exams and their futures and their careers, and they've come in with this sporadic hair loss on their scalp. And, they don't want people to think that they've got other illnesses. And they would say things like, is my hair ever going to grow back? And I feel like I can't talk to people anymore. I feel like staying indoors all the time. I don't play sport anymore. So people isolate themselves, and it does cause a lot of distress. And you can imagine for ladies who have this problem, it's extremely distressing not to feel attractive anymore and so forth and so on. Hair loss is one of the most distressing symptoms, especially in women who are in their 30s and 40s to have to go through.
التأثيرات النفسية على تساقط الشعر هو مثلا خصوصا إذا بدأ بعمر الشباب، عمر يعني مبكر، إذا صار عند النساء، إذا كانت الصلعة كبيرة بحيث بائنة بشكل كبير، فتكون ممكن تؤدي حتى إلى مثلا الكآبة عند هذا الشخص، ممكن تؤدي إلى حالات العصبية. الإنسان ممكن ما يلاحظ إنه أنا سبب نفس وضعي ونفسيتي هو تساقط شعري، لأنه شيء مو واضح، هو لا يعتبرون الناس مرض واضح، وأنت مثلا تحاول أن تخبي، تحاول أن تسيطر على الموقف، بس لكنه أكيد له تأثيرات نفسية على الإنسان.
The story starts at me attending high school, and there were no signs of baldness in my family, and I had a flatmate who was getting bald at that age, and I was kind of feeling overly confident, making fun of him, and I made an arrogant statement at that time. I said, well, I'm never going to be bald, because I was confident about it. I'd never seen it in my family. I read it's, you can, the baldness goes from generation to generation and so on. So, being arrogant and confident, I said this. and that was the moment when my baldness began. The year after that, 2 years after that, 3 years after that, I started to notice that what actually is happening. I'm losing hair right in this area at the back. So that was the moment when I realized that something is up, and I was thinking about the reasons for that. And then I remembered the story, the moment that happened, and yeah, it's been like this ever since. Every year it's more and more. I mean, less and less. So yeah, up until recently, when I spoke to Abu Sadiq, and he said that yeah, there is a cure for this.
So depending on the type of hair loss, if it's the hormone-related type, you would get this pattern of baldness, and in the other type you would see the effluvium that we talked about. It's hair thinning and a gradual progression from there. You would see the hormone-related one more in men, of course, and the other type, the effluvium, you would see in females more.
No, it was actually yes. The first signs of baldness were when I was washing my hair. I noticed that there is hair that is falling out here and there. I didn't really pay much attention to it. Later on, my brother came over, and one day he was standing, like I was sitting in front of him, and he pointed it out that there's like something going on, you know. So that was, I was in university at that time. It was, at the time when I noticed, I was 23, 24 years old.
The one that's caused by or associated strongly with stress, you would see hair thinning, hair falling out when you wake up, when you comb your hair, and receding hairline also in some cases, yes.
بالنسبة للصلع عند الرجال، هناك أنواع مختلفة من العلاجات اللي تحاول يعني تعيد نمو الشعر. ماكو منها شيء مباشر أو أكيد مثبت اللي يخلي الشعر ينمو بشكل جيد بحيث يستفاد منه الشخص. لكن هناك مثلا زراعة شعر، هناك الباروكة يستخدموها. هناك نوعية من العلاج اللي اسمه مينوكسيديل، اللي هو دهن تستخدمه. المفعول يعني بالضبط كيف يساعد هذا على نمو الشعر غير معروف علميا. اللي بهذا العلاج انه هذا الدهن لازم تستخدمه انت طول الوقت، يعني ما دمت انت تستخدمه فهو ممكن يفيد في زيادة نمو الشعر. اذا تتركه بعد كم شهر يرجع الشعر يتساقط، يعني انت بتكون معتمد عليه عمرك كله.
The other main treatment that you give for the hormone-based type of hair loss is a medication called minoxidil, which is also marketed as Regain, and this is, we don't understand how exactly it works, but this is actually a blood pressure tablet, so it reduces blood pressure, and studies have shown that in about 25% of cases, after 3 or 4 months of consistent usage, you will see signs and evidence of hair growth with this product.
في بعض الأعراض الجانبية مثل اللي تكون يعني عادية، يعني دائما موجودة متواجدة عند بعض الأشخاص، مثلا وجع في الرأس، التهابات في الجلد، يعني مثلا الجلد ما يستحمل هذا العلاج لأنه قوي. بعض الناس يكون عندهم يعني ورم بالأطراف، بالأصابع، باليدين، بالرجلين، فهذه بعض الحالات. فلحد الآن ماكو علاج اللي هو مثبت يعني يساعد.
So let's have a look at minoxidil, how it works. This is a vasodilator. In other words, it increases the blood supply to a particular area. Hair loss is not necessarily only a psychological problem, because like with other conditions, it is also a reflection of the circulation and the state of the cardiovascular system. So in many of the treatments, well, in minoxidil in particular, there is a working hypothesis or theory that says that improved blood flow to the microcirculation of the scalp actually causes or encourages hair growth. So in this case, you would say that it's more than just psychological. Being bald sometimes is an adverse effect of stress and also poor circulation. We cannot just look at it as a hormone-related problem, but also a circulation-related problem.
من يعطيك معلومة عن فاكهة متوفرة في كثير من البلدان، في أغلب البلدان، فهذه معلومة يعطيها للإنسان العادي. يعني الإمام أحمد الحسن عليه السلام هو منقذ للبشر، يعني هو يحاور الإنسان العادي. هو ليس همه أن يعطي هذه المعلومة لشركات الأدوية الكبيرة حتى تستفاد منها، لأنه أكيد بعض الشركات يعني لهم هذه المعلومات، عندهم معلومات من هاي النوع، لكنه يخفوها عن الناس. لكن الإمام يريد يظهرها لنا، مثل ما رجال الدين عندهم معلومات، مثلا يعرفون أن الإمام أحمد الحسن حق، لكنه يموهون، يخفون، يحرفون، لأنه يريدون السلطة تكون لهم. فالإمام أحمد الحسن يفضح هذه الأمور ويعطيك الشيء اللي يفيدك. أوكي؟ وهذه شيء بدائي، هذا الشيء بسيط، هذا الشيء ممكن تلقى بالإنترنت أنت معلومات عن الفائدة مال الكيوي لنمو الشعر، هاي ممكن أنت تلقاها، لكنه هذه كأساسية، كشيء بسيط اللي أشوفه أنا بالمستقبل، العلوم اللي راح يبينها الإمام عليه السلام بحيث إنه البشر العاديين يستفادون منها وتكون بمستوى عالي من علمية أو طبية. فالإمام أحمد الحسن عليه السلام الآن هو يسحب البساط من تحت رجلين رجال الدين، يسحب البساط من تحت رجلين تماسيح المسيطرة على ومهيمنة على تصنيع الأدوية، على الحكومات، على كل شيء، ويقدم المعلومة للشخص العادي.
He said, if you're losing hair, you know, some of us are bolder than others. There is a cure from Imam Ahmad al-Hassan alayhi salam, and he said it's kiwi, especially its skin. He said to eat a kiwi whole, as a whole, without peeling it, without the nasty part at the end.
This idea is strongly promulgated by Imam Ahmad al-Hassan alayhi salam and Abba Sadiq alayhi salam. The idea that the appearance of a fruit is actually a reflection of some of its properties in the human being. So for example, if you look at the almond, or they're shaped like eyes, and there's a theory in many cultures that says almonds are good for eyes, and likewise with walnuts, it looks like the brain, and of course we know they contain omegas which are good for the brain, now we know. And when the Imam alayhi salam spoke about the kiwi being good for hair regrowth, which is a problem in the West, a very expensive problem, and has no actual measurable long-term cure. You study this fruit, this kiwi fruit, and it is a true superfood first and foremost. But focusing specifically on its ability to cause hair regrowth, it is actually a blend of all of the ingredients that you would need. So for example, when we have a patient come in and we want to establish the cause of their hair loss, we would do blood tests and we would look for specific things in the blood. One of them, if it's male or female, we would measure the testosterone levels, as we mentioned before, and also we would look at certain trace elements. For example, you would measure zinc and iron. Kiwi fruit is replete with these particular nutrients. And not only that, but it also contains copper. Copper is something that helps you to regenerate the hair follicles. And it also produces or is used in the production of melanin, which is a pigment that stops hairs from turning white or grey. So on top of that, you have also got the seeds of the kiwi fruit, which are rich in omega oils. And again, this promotes healthy hair. So if you add everything together, it's rich in vitamin C. It has twice the vitamin C of an orange per 100 grams. And also vitamin E, which together are absolutely essential for healthy hair growth and actually used in traditional medicine to promote healthy hair.
هذه المعلومة أصلاً ترجع الإنسان إلى الطبيعة، تخلينا بانسجام أكثر مع الطبيعة، تخلينا نفكر. يعني من أشوف الفاكهة أظل أفكر بشكلها، بلونها، بمحتواها، لأنه كل فاكهة الله سبحانه وتعالى يكلمنا إحنا البشر بكل شيء حتى بالفاكهة.
We know as a matter of fact that the skin of the kiwi, as with the skin of many different types of fruits and vegetables, concentrate these nutrients much more densely. So for instance, there is much more vitamin C present in the skin, as well as fiber and other micronutrients. We normally get a kiwi fruit and we start spooning out the green fleshy part of it, and we leave the skin. But when we leave the skin, we are actually throwing away a ton of jam-packed micronutrients in one place. And just as you would get with other things like aubergines, and which are also known as eggplants, they have the same type of principles, which is the concentration of the nutrients in the skin, and kiwi is no different from that. The kiwi fruit, it seems, has been designed by nature, by God, as the complete fruit for the growth and promotion of healthy hair. So, if we start from the top, what is found in this fruit in a unique blend that is good for hair growth, hair regrowth and hair repair? First of all, it contains a very high amount of vitamin C and E. These vitamins together are absolutely essential for healthy circulation, as well as promoting healthy hair growth. Healthy circulation equals healthy hair growth. Not only that, but it also contains zinc and iron, which are also crucial for healthy hair growth. Furthermore, it contains beta-carotene, which is a plant pigment, which we also find in carrots, which gives them the orange color. And this particular ingredient is converted by the body into powerful antioxidants, which are protective against oxidative damage from free radicals, which can damage not only normal cells, but also the cells that promote hair growth. So you're having something that protects you from that. So the kiwi fruit was actually native to China, and it was only brought into the rest of the world in the 1900s when it was taken to New Zealand and grown commercially there. The Chinese use this as a holistic medicine in their traditional Chinese medicine. The two main reasons they used it for was to aid digestion, and the second one was as a mood elevator. Now, one of the causes for hair loss we know, called telogen effluvium, is actually caused by stress. So even from that angle, the kiwi fruit provides a holistic approach to hair health and regrowth. We know, for example, that there have been studies done that show that if you have 1 or 2 kiwis regularly, it actually improves mood as well as improves sleep. So with all the traditional and the ancient medical traditions that we have, from Chinese medicine to the Ayurvedic tradition in India, there has always been an emphasis on using food as a healing, a cure, as a medicine. And the fruits that we find don't contain isolated minerals and vitamins. There's always a unique blend that actually work together and promote health. And it's something that, unfortunately, in the modern age, we've become divorced of, and we've resorted to using drugs which are isolated from these natural sort of origin. They've come from these fruits and vegetables, but they're very, very isolated. And therefore, they create side effects in the body, and they don't provide that holistic approach to health. Let's look at one of the treatments for hair loss. If you go and see your primary care physician and there's nothing that's working for you, he might refer you on to a specialist at the hospital, a dermatologist. A dermatologist may prescribe you a cream, for example, a very strong, potent steroid. We know that the side effects of steroids is as long as my arm and then some. And there is, again, no promise of hair regrowth. Wouldn't it be better if we could find a natural alternative, such as the kiwi? Now, there are no clinical trials done which explicitly reveal that kiwi fruit causes hair regrowth and encourages hair health. We still have yet to do those trials. But if we could replace such a thing like a steroid cream with a fruit, the side effect profile is almost non-existent. So only about 1 to 2% of the population have allergies to kiwi fruit, and even then the symptoms and side effects they get are very, very mild.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Another fruit that he didn't really mention it to me, but I heard this, that another fruit that is good for hair growth is peach. And obviously you don't have to peel that one, so you just eat it as it is.
أبو صادق عليه السلام أخبرنا أن الإمام أحمد الحسن قال أنه فاكهة الكيوي وفاكهة الخوخ اللي هي بيتش علاج فعال لتساقط الشعر للصلع، يعني يساعد في نمو الشعر من جديد. وهذه معلومة جدا مهمة وجدا يعني أساسية لأشخاص صار لهم سنين يحاولون أو يشوفون علاجات مختلفة لهذه الحالة. الشيء الجميل في علم هذه المعلومة، يعني كل ما الإمام أحمد الحسن يطلع معلومة كل كلمة من معلوماته إلها وقع على القلب. يعني شنو هو اللي ماذا قال هو؟ قال إن الكيوي، إذا أنت تلاحظ الكيوي والخوخ يحتوي هو نفس الفاكهة على شعيرات صغيرة. يعني المادة الفعالة في هاتين الفاكهتين قوية لدرجة حتى الفاكهة نفسها نما بها شعر.
It is also possible, additionally, apart from eating the kiwi or peach, you can take the fruit, peel it, you eat the middle, and then you take the skin and apply it on your scalp. You cover it with a duct tape or something so it doesn't move, and you can put a hat on or whatever. Okay. It is my first week of actually using the cure, eating kiwis, peaches, and I believe it's just a matter of time until the hair comes back. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so this kiwi is pretty soft, so I'll start with this one, so we don't want to waste it. So what we do, we'll peel it. And as you peel it, you need to use a bit of flesh also. Maybe you can even eat some parts of it later on. I think there is some skin left. No, that's it. So, and once it's peeled, you just take the peels and you apply it on your head, like so, just with the flash on the bottom part. You apply it wherever it's desirable. Preferably, you can use the tape, duct tape, or something to hold it in place, and then put a hat over it, which should hold it in place also, or hide it so you don't walk around with kiwis on your head in public. That would be kind of weird. So yeah, and have it on as long as you can. You can even sleep with the hat on if you don't mind. Okay, so the second method is eating the whole kiwi. I mean, usually you would peel it, right? But I would peel it, but it's not necessary in this case because the skin is the part that you want to eat also. So you just need to cut off the end, and then you can start eating kiwi. It's actually pretty nice even with the skin on. Bismillah. That's a bit yeah. I mean, when you think about it, there are some things which you're used to from home, like peeling kiwi. I always used to peel kiwi back home, but it's not really necessary. Or like some people eat mangoes with their skin on, so that's interesting. I think it's just a cultural thing, really. But make sure you wash it before you start eating it.